Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. Hey, Pastor Brandy. Hey, Daryl. How are you doing today? So, today we will be doing our first live of 2022. Are y'all excited as I am? I am very excited today. And our guest today is a powerhouse. So, get ready for this interview. And I just, it's no words. It's no words, and you will see why. Um, it's no words to express my sister, my sister. Um, I love deeply. And what we're going to be doing on this channel is I want to see change. And so the cliche is if you want to see change, be the change, right? So what we're going to do is we can't change the world, right? So in that aspect, um, since we can't change the world, we have to start somewhere. So let's start in our community and let's talk about those real issues, those real um, things that we can change, that we can implement. And so without further ado, we're going to bring on our guest for today, and that is Latasha Tisdale.
Hey, everybody. Great afternoon, great day, great morning, great evening, whatever time zone you are in. Great day to you. Hi, my love. How are you?
Hello, how are you doing today?
I am doing amazing, 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 amazing.
Wonderful. So, tell us, who is Latasha?
Latasha, first of all, I gotta, I hope you don't mind. I got to be me. I
Be
wouldn't be
you.
Latasha if I
Be
didn't.
you. We want authenticity.
Okay, all right. Good afternoon, everybody. It's your girl, none other than Latasha Tisdale, one whole of Team Tisdale all day, every day. And I'm so glad to be on here with Tiana, the miracle, my sister, my love bug. I am so glad to be with you. Who is Latasha? Latasha is this energetic fireball, powerhouse, loves the Lord, will not give the devil a black eye, and you too, if you come for me, and anybody that I love. President, CEO, financial advisor, all of those things for a couple amazing companies. The first one being Lash Beauty and Cosmetics, total beauty with the divine excellence, and of course Team Tisdale Enterprises, which is a multifaceted company that brings beauty, it brings entertainment, it brings healthy meal replacements, it brings motivation, it brings amazing travel to you.
Okay, okay. So, what do you do? I know you have a business,
Mm-hmm.
but what else do you do?
I'm also a teacher. So by career, I'm a teacher as well. I'm an educator. Don't like really using the T word, even though teacher is what everybody knows. I'm an educator. And so what I do is I teach. However, but I have a degree in early childhood education. I am currently a lead teacher in Rockingham County Schools, and I am so excited about meeting my new babies and starting off on a new journey doing that. I have been in early childhood now as of January of this past January the 7th. I have been in childcare for 15 years. So I love what I do. I love my babies. Mhm.
Okay. So, as a teacher, um, what grade level? What grade level are you teaching?
Pre-K.
Pre-K. Okay. So you get to see a lot of how the children are in society now compared to when we were in school.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And would you say, um, from a teacher educator
Mm-hmm.
aspect, that we as millennials, the generation of millennials, have failed Generation Z in some way.
So we can keep it hot, right? Honest, open, and
We,
transparent.
we definitely can.
So as millennials, we grew up with the baby boomers, as parents. Many of us, our parents were born, in the late 30s, in the 40s, maybe even in the 50s, right? And
Mhm.
so with what they taught us or instilled in us are some values and morals that we needed. We didn't understand it then. We didn't understand why they didn't let us go out, out after dark. Why they said, be home before the street light came on. Why we didn't understand it then, but we understand it now. All of that was to protect us and protect what God has placed inside of us, right?
Mhm.
So with the generation us as millennials, some of us has instilled that into our parents, to our kids, excuse me.
Mhm.
It's the younger generation of the millennials that you see the difference. And what I mean by that is what I've noticed as an educator is that the concern about their child's education is not as high as it used to be. And it might be, and well, I know it is, with the way and the environment is, the society is now. Back in the day, our parents might have worked two jobs, but they made sure they were home with us to make sure we got our homework done. Even though some of us might have been latchkey, we was latchkey, but there was a home cooked meal
Mhm.
in the refrigerator waiting, or they taught us how to cook, so we was able to cook our own home cooked meals. Nowadays, we're in the microwave generation. And these kids, as far as nutrition goes, they are literally eating anything that can quickly be fixed. It could be from oodles and noodles to, the Lunchables, all of that. Anything that is quick and microwavable, that's what they get, right? Or a
Right.
bag of chips, so their nutrition is off. Then another thing is that the millennial parents, the younger millennial parents are forced to work. And what I mean by that is they don't get to spend time with their children like they need to. So they put a lot of the burden of raising their child on the educator. So and what I mean by that, they say things such as, you got my kids 8 hours of the day. In those 8 hours, you can't teach them how to use the bathroom. You can't teach them how to potty. You have my kids 8 hours of the day. You telling me you can't get them to walk? You have my kid 8 hours a day. You telling me you can't teach them their ABCs? And then I have to be like, you know what? Yes, in 8 hours, I can teach your child how to potty train. Yes, in 8 hours, I can teach your child how to use a bottle or how to hold their bottle. Yes, in 8 hours, I can teach your child how to walk. Yes, in 8 hours. But guess what? Some of those pivotal moments you're gonna miss if you don't try it at home.
Right.
It
Right.
doesn't make sense for me to do it in 8 hour span for you to go home and literally make them revert back to what you are trying to get them to do. So if, for instance, we'll take potty training. If you ask me for 8 hours in my 8 hour day with your child to potty train them, and I'm like, okay, cool, bet. Guess what we're gonna do? We're gonna sign this good old contract. In this contract, it states that you, as a parent, are obligated to take whatever I'm doing here and do it at home. So, what that means is if I'm sitting up and saying, bring little training underwear for little Johnny, and we put on training underwear on little Johnny, and he's been in training underwear, he goes to the bathroom every 15 minutes and sits for 2 minutes, at least 2 minutes on the potty before he gets up. Guess what I expect you to do? Go home with little Johnny and put them training underwear on him and make him go to the bathroom every 15 minutes. Y'all at the mall? Oh, guess what? There's bathrooms at the mall. Take little Johnny to the mall. 15 minutes you in there, take him to the mall. Don't get so caught up. Y'all at the movies, and you might have to miss a little bit of the movie, but or take little Johnny to the bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
This is what you asked for. So that means you can't go home and put a diaper on little Johnny and leave little Johnny in a diaper. You can't go home and put him in a pull-up and be like, all right, well, he was in a pull-up. You can't send little Johnny to his grandma, cousin Pookie and him and send him in a diaper and then don't tell them what we're doing at the daycare. And then when he comes back on Monday morning, expect me to do a miracle job on reversing what you did. That's not fair to me as an educator.
Right.
That's not fair to what I went to school for. That's not fair to what as a part what we're supposed to be doing as a partnership. I'm a slow down. Go ahead.
No, you're fine. You're fine. Okay. So, what do you as an educator request to help aid in helping with those type of situations? We can't change the world, right?
No, we can't.
But we can start in our community.
Right.
So, what in our community changes can we implement to help as the millennials, the older generation of the millennials, to help the younger generation to implement things to help those situations?
First and foremost, of course, pray. Ask God to lead you into what you should do. Practically, be open. Team Tisdale says all the time, be honest, open, and transparent. And when we say by that, people can always say, oh, I'm going to be hot with you. But they're not honest about it. They're not open about it. They're not transparent. As we're helping these younger people come up with these kids, because if you really look at it, society's the parenthood platform is getting younger and younger day by day. It's sad to say, but it's true. Statistics are showing that parenthood is actually in a very wide spectrum. There's some that are waiting. There's a big group that is waiting, and they're waiting to like late 30s, 40s, almost 50 before they become a parent. Then on the other end of the spectrum, there's individuals who are starting to have kids under 20 years old. So, then you got this gap. You got the trickle effect between in the middle, right? Mm-hmm. So with that being said, we need to come up within a society, come up with a parenthood seminar or workshop or a support group or something that can help all these parents from the extreme to one extreme to the middle, that will help them and guide them. We need to provide services for them and make it open. This is a plight that I deal with as an educator, especially in early childhood education. I understand that certain services are offered to those who are on, less income. Their services is offered to everybody. And then there's some services that you can just downright pay for because you got that kind of money. These services should not, once you become a parent, like literally, once you go and get tested as a mother and they tell you your paperwork, they come back to your paperwork and say, congratulations, you're about, you're pregnant. That is when services, they need to go from telling you congratulations to giving you a list of services that you can get for free as a parent. There's a list of support groups. They say, here you can join for free. You don't have to have insurance. You don't need to be on Medicaid. You don't have to have Medicare. None of that. It's free because you decided to get on the platform and jump on this platform called Parenthood. And because of this is what's offered to you. Then those who are teen parents, we need to have a whole different set of help and support for them. Those, especially if they decide to keep the child, we need to support them. We need to have support groups for them. And we have and we're gonna keep it real, okay? There's
Yeah.
individuals who decide that parenthood is not for them. And so they do go, they go to and do those extreme things such as abortion. We need
Mhm.
to have a support group for them. And it may sound bad, but you don't this as much as I am pro-life to everything, people are still entitled to what they do. Okay.
Right.
I don't know. I'll use me. I don't know why they decided to go that route. I don't know why they felt they had to term the baby. That is not for me to judge. That is not for me to speculate on. What I can do is find a way to support you through that hard place, because that's a hard place.
Hmm. Hmm.
I need to find a way to say, you know what? I know you made a hard decision today, but guess what? We're going to get through this. There's people who go full term, but there's individuals that go full term, but they give their baby up for adoption. There needs to be a support group for that. And we're going to be real. Let's be real. Let's really talk about
Right.
what's going on in these streets. As an
Hmm.
educator, what I see, there's parents that have to put their children in foster care. It's not that they want to, but either they put them in foster, either they voluntarily do it, or they get snatched out the home. And it'd be better to voluntarily put them in foster care than the children going through traumatic. It's already going to be trauma anyway because they're not with their parent.
Right.
They're with a complete stranger, or they're with a family member that they don't see but during the holidays. So it's already enough trauma going on. They don't want the trauma of snatching them out of home and having to see that stuff they show on the movies of the social services coming and taking the kids. That stuff can really happen. It's real. It's real in these educator streets. It's real what we see in behind the scenes. It's real. It's real that sometimes we are obligated to the wellness of the child. So it's real that I may have to call CPS on a parent. I don't want to. I don't want to. We don't want to. But guess what? Our first obligation is to this kid. And this child, you as a parent are showing signs that there's a gap in between you taking knowing the well-being of your own child. We need to get somebody in place, somebody outside of us that can help you get back on your feet. That's the point of it. It's not that we want you separate your family. It's not that we want y'all not to be together. But it's not that we have an ulterior motive and say, you know what, this child would be better off without this parent. No, that's not the case. That's not the case at all. We want you to be successful. And it may take an outside source to help you get there. If we've done all we can do, then we gotta pull our resources. It's a team effort. And that's one thing I tell my parents all the time. I am not here to take your place. I am not here to taking over your role as a mother. That is what God has blessed you to do. That is your mantle. You are a mama. You are this child's mama. But God has placed me here to be a support system for not just your child, but for you too. So with that being said, we're going to work together as a team. This is what I'm bringing to the table. What are you bringing to the table? When we have our parent-teacher conferences, I'm going to tell you the positives of what's going on. I'm going to tell you my concerns. And then what I'm going to do is open the floor up for you to tell me yours. So then what we can do is come to a compromise. Let's figure out solutions to these concerns. So when we walk out of here, you're not walking out mad. You're not walking away mad or hopeless. We got a game plan. We got an action plan. Little Johnny's gonna be successful. Little Susie gonna get this, and you gonna be all right. We gonna do this together.
Okay. Okay. So, um, we're gonna switch hats because you wear many hats. Um, give us a little background on just you.
Just me.
Just you.
um, born in a little no, I'm joking. But no, for real though. I was born in. I'm Greensboro, North Carolina, all day, every day. I was born and raised here. I'm 30. I just celebrated my 37th birthday. It's kind of weird. We're in a new year. I just celebrated my 37th, and I'm heading in year 38. And so
Uh,
it's kind of weird, but
right.
that's the plight of being the end of the year baby. My
Exactly.
knows what I'm talking about. She's December, I'm November. That's our plight.
Exactly.
Everybody else in the beginning of the year, y'all got a whole 12 whole year to express your birthday.
Exactly.
But
We got
at
we
the
got
end,
the end of the year.
right at the end of the year, we're like, yes, it's our birthday. Happy New Year. Dang it. I just turned this age. I even know we got 12 months, but in the same token, you like, I literally just turned 37. The next year comes and now I gotta be get ready to say I'm getting ready to turn 38 this year. I just, but outside of that, I am a fall baby. As I said, I enjoy the fall and spring. I do not care for summer. I don't care for winter. Um, I am the second to the youngest. Many people don't know this about me. So a lot of people think I have one sibling or two. There's actually 8 of us all together. 8.
Well, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, there's 8 of us all together. My placement of the 8, I am second to the last. So there's one after me and there's 6 before me.
Okay.
I'm a part of a blended family. I'm not the product of a blended family. I am we're not gonna get into that, but I am part of a blended family. I have 4 as I call them, as the eldest 4, and then I have my parents. My father had 4 children in a previous relationship, so he had the eldest 4, and then we have the youngest of the eldest, which is my mother's one child from her previous marriage. And then my parents got together and had 3. My brother that's older than me, myself, and my little sister. My parents are, God rest their soul, they are deceased. They passed away almost 5 years. Well, it's been almost 5 years from my mom. Be 5 years, I believe, this year. And it'll be 5 years from mom this year, and it'll be 8 years from my dad this year. I am a high school graduate from Gifford County Schools. And I'm not gonna mention my school on here because I
Yeah,
don't
please don't.
want to feel some type of way.
Yeah,
But
please don't.
I'm just saying, gonna flip the hair. And those who are on here know what it is. Class of 03 all day. Just saying. Leave it like that. But I have my associate's degree. I gained my associate's degree from GTCC, Guilford Technical Community College, G-Tech for those who know. Shout out to the G-Tech crew. I'm a wife. I actually became a wife. See, that's why I did not say nothing about my school. I'm reading. I can see the comments. That's why I didn't say nothing about my school.
Ignore the
I'm
comments
just
for
gonna
now.
ignore that last comment. You know why? I love to laugh. Let me go back. I love to laugh. As you see, I'm
Right.
silly.
But it's good for you though. It's good for you.
Yes, I love to smile. I'm always smiling.
Mm.
because I'm optimistic. That's one thing I pride myself in, is that I'm optimistic. I literally feel that there's a good in everything. I feel that there's a greener side to some stuff. I mean, if you look hard, there's a silver lining somewhere. So I'm always smiling. I'm laughing. I like to be silly. I am very serious when I need to be, but I'm very silly when I want to be too. As I said, I'm a wife. I have been a wife for now almost 18 years. I'm so excited. I love my boo. He knows I love him. And my husband, shout out to Mr. Daryl Tisdale. Love him so much. Shout out to you, babe. We got married in out of high school. I'm not a high. Well, I had just graduated high school, but we are college sweethearts, and so we dated. We met in April, and 3 weeks later we got married, and here we are, almost 18 years later.
Yeah,
Um,
we're gonna have you back next month for that whole.
Yes, that's gonna be fun. I love the Lord. Some people doesn't. I've been loving the Lord now for over 30 years, almost 30 years. Or yeah, close. Yeah, pretty much 20 plus years. I got saved when I was 13 years old. And for those who don't understand, when you are young in faith, there's a lot of things you got to deal with. And so, of course, I had the typical peer pressure. Just because I love the Lord and I'm saved doesn't mean I didn't go through the same plight as those who going through puberty. I had puberty. I like boys. I wanted to date. I wanted to go out. Did I do all those things? No, I did talk to boys though. I did, I was very flirtatious, all that kind of stuff. So I still was a typical teenager, even though I didn't rip and run the streets, even though I didn't, practice, participate in premarital sex and things like that. And I'm gonna go back to say that again, just in case somebody was like, what? She skipped over that. No, I was a virgin. My husband's the only person I know. And so, things like that. And some people like, why would you boast in that? Because there's not many people like me that do stuff like
Exactly.
that. And
That's
so
true.
that's unique to me, because when you've been and I mean not just family, I mean friends too, that was doing those things, and you were the one that said, no, what I have is a treasure, and I'm saving it for the one to get it. And so with that being said, I didn't participate in it. Did I still do, was I curious? Yes. Who was it? I'm a teenager. Who was it? Who wouldn't be? But I just felt in my heart that I just couldn't just lay down just with anybody and everybody. I just couldn't do that. I love, like I said, going back to love the Lord. I love my church. Shout out to Maximizing Life Family Worship Center, home of the Max Life Church. Hey, and if you are a maximizer, I need you to put hashtag Max Life in the comments. I'm sorry, I just had to do that. But shout out to the one of the best churches in the land. I am just like with the most amazing servant leaders, Pastor Brandy Rojas and Pastor Omar Rojas. I love y'all. They know I'm on here today. And so I just, and I think Pastor Brandy was on. And so she's on with us. So shout out to y'all. I love y'all so much and everything. And shout out to my Max Life family. I love to read. I don't know what else you want to know. I love to read. I love to color. I just showed, before we came on, I was showing Tiana a picture that I'm working on, just kind of like my downtime. When I need to have a brain break from work and stuff, I come in color. I listen to music while I'm coloring. It kind of just helps me to chill. I love makeup. As you can see, I love makeup, and we'll be talking more about that in a little bit. And yeah, I'm an auntie. I'm trying to think what else I can say. I'm an auntie. I'm a cousin. I'm a sister. I'm a great auntie. I'm an auntie, a great aunt, and a great great aunt.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's get more It definitely will.
Ooh, okay.
Um, let's start with this question. What did you learn in 2021? What did it teach you?
Okay, so let me go ahead and do this. Like I have to do this real quick. So, as a disclaimer, for many of you that's watching knows me as Nikki. And I didn't say that earlier, but y'all know me as Nikki. Y'all don't know me as Latasha. I want y'all to buckle up and get ready to know me as Latasha. What 2021 taught me is that I had to leave Nikki in 2021. It taught me that I allowed Nikki to have her way too much. I allowed Nikki 36 years of self-sabotage, 36 years of depression, 36 years of anxiety, 36 years of being walked over, 36 years of doubt, 36 years of self-doubt, 36 years of unfaith, of saying of putting up a front and not being even true to her own self. It was bad enough to not be true to people, but she wasn't even being true to herself. I allowed Nikki to hurt people, key people in her life. That to
Mm-hmm.
God be the glory for grace and mercy, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Because these people, these key people, could have literally dropped Nikki as a bad habit and kept it moving. But because of grace and mercy and God's love, unconditional love, they stuck it out with me. You know? So 2021, in September of 2021, God came to me at right well before September. God came to me and started dealing with me. And I at the time, like I had so many highs and lows. I was on all kinds of emotional roller coaster. And in that moment, God, in those moments, really, God was like, will you let me just believe in what I said? In those moments, he was like, just 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 follow what I said. And I'm like, Lord, okay, whatever. This was Nikki. Nikki was like, okay, Lord, I hear you. But Lord, is this really, are you really talking to me? Do you really mean this for me? Latasha was sitting over here like, girl, yes, it's us. He's talking to us. But you got to go sit down somewhere. Nikki was like, look, sis, I hear you, but I just cannot. I can't. I'm not sure. I'm unsure about this. Look at all what we've done. Look at all our flaws. Look at yourself. I mean, you're not ideal, the ideal size. Yes, they saying that big girls matter, but in the real world, they don't want you to be a big girl. They want you to be a size, 12 and under and things like that. You know, you, think about this. You got people that keep saying, think about what this person said and what that person said. Your mama didn't do that, your dad didn't do that. Who in your family really is doing all of this and that and the third. I'm just saying, is it really really on you to take on this mantle that you really don't have to? And Nikki sat and taught Latasha, enough is enough. I had got to the point, Nikki had brought me to the point, excuse me, of suicide more times than I can count. This last year, I want to say I had 2 bouts of suicide, and this time it was back to back. And these last two literally almost took me out of here. And usually when those who have suicidal thoughts, they say, well, I almost died. I almost died. And it's just it got to the point. No, when suicide thoughts become a suicide attempt, that's a whole different story. That's a whole different ball game. When you have to literally be in your car begging God to help you keep the steering wheel straight. When you are in the car with your loved one, asking them to make a phone call for somebody to come pick them up because you about to go do something stupid. That's what you say. In your head, it's not stupid. In your head, you're like, this is what needs to be done to make everybody's life better. And it taught me that Nikki taught me that a lot of what Nikki went through wasn't, we always want to sit there and blame the enemy. We always want to sit there and say, Satan made me do it. Satan did this. Satan did that. The devil this and the devil that. Guess what, y'all? There's a whole bigger devil, and it's called the inner you. That inner you can do more damage to you, can do more hurt and harm to you than the devil could do to you in any given day. Now, the devil, he can do some stuff, but it's right. The inner you can do more damage to you than the enemy can do to you any day. Because a lot of times when he get ready to throw at you, you sit there and self-sabotage. You sit there and coming up with your mind. He might have put the thought in your mind, but you sit there and put it in your heart. You sit there and put it into action, and all he got to do is sit back and watch. And a lot of times when he's sitting back and watch, and God be like, and I'm pretty sure him and the Lord have a conversation, and he looking at the Lord, I didn't do that. I did not plan for that to happen. That's not what I intended. But they took it upon themselves, and so I just sat here and just let them do it. And so, and that's what happened with me in 2021 a lot of times. And with that, it made me drop the ball. It made me miss deadlines. It made me go into a cave after cave after cave, hiding every time something happened or every time something popped off. I sat there and didn't want it and didn't believe in myself, didn't confident in myself. I wasn't confident enough to do this. I wasn't confident enough to do that. I told myself these things. And all the while, God was telling me, you can do this. I equipped you to do this. I had my mentor to tell me, sitting there trying to encourage me. And I wasn't even listening to my mentor. I wasn't even sitting there. I would listen. I would hear her, but I wasn't listening to her. I wasn't listening to what God gave me in the instructions from her. I would listen enough to patch up and make me feel better for the moment. God told me in September, enough is enough with these moments. God told me in September, when are you going to let me be your daddy? Let me be daddy. I'm your God. Yes, that's true. But I want to be your father. I want to be your daddy. Let me be Abba. Yes, you call me Jesus. Yes, you call me Yahweh. That's great. El Shaddai, El Shaddai, all of those. Rapha, great. Jireh, wonderful. But let me be Abba today. Let me be your father. Let me take on this weight that you think you're supposed to carry. And when actuality, I told you to cast your cares upon me. And you didn't. You laid them at my feet. And when I wasn't looking, well, you thought I wasn't looking, you picked them up and started carrying them again. Cast them on me. As your daddy, that's my job. Fathers, y'all know when your kids have an issue, got stuff going on, what is the first thing you do? What can I do to fix it? Husbands, your wife is going through stuff. You're sitting and she's sitting there telling you about her day and her situation, her problems. The first thing in your mind is, what can I do to fix it? That's what God was saying to me. He already had the plan. I just had to give him the chance to do it. So I had to make a choice that day. That weekend, actually. That's Friday. I said, okay, God, here. And in that moment, God healed me from everything. And I mean everything, right? All the pain, all the hurt, all the memories. Then the next day, he told me it was time for me to let Nikki go. I had to look Nikki in the face. We had a mirror. I had to look Nikki in the face, in the eyes, and tell Nikki that you had your reign too long, boo. You have sat here and caused me 36 years of my life that I can't get back. You have made me cause so much pain because of your insecurities, because of your failure to let rejection go and want to sit there and hold on to people's opinion about you. When actuality, God said that I chose you. I called you. You are what I called you. And guess what? Latasha is ready to be what God said she is. So, Nikki, I bid you adieu. Nikki, I love you. Thank you for what you taught me. Last night I did a live on Facebook. And I told people in that live that y'all knew me as Nikki, but y'all have to get to know me as Latasha. I'm getting to know myself as Latasha. Do you know that I am really dope? I'm a really awesome person. Look, I didn't know that, y'all. I didn't know that before 2022. I didn't learn that until December to September, October, November, and December of 2021. I didn't know that. I didn't know how awesome I am. And I mean outside of God, outside of being a wife, outside of being an entrepreneur, outside of being an educator, I am really a dope person. And I don't say that out of cockiness. I don't say that out of arrogance. I say it out of the confidence that God put in me. I have the right to say I'm awesome. I'm a king's kid. I can say that I'm awesome. I can say I'm dope. I can look at myself. Do you understand? There's a difference between looking yourself in the mirror and looking yourself in the mirror. I can look in the mirror now. And when I look in the mirror, I love what I see. I remember after God had started delivering me and pulling those things out of me, pulling Nikki out of me, pulling everything that came with Nikki out of me. I remember one morning I was getting myself ready for work and I was looking in the mirror and I literally made myself blush. Never done that in 36 years. Never. I literally could not stop looking at the beauty that God has made me. And I didn't have no lashes on, no makeup. I was literally standing there in my birthday suit looking at myself. And I said, girl, you some kind of pretty. You are so pretty. Look at yourself. Look at you. Just looking at you looking. And I literally saw my cheeks get rosy. And I just couldn't help but giggle. I had that whole flirtatious giggle. Ladies, y'all know what I'm talking about. I had that whole giggle. And that was because I'm loving me. 2021 taught me that there's nothing wrong with being unapologetically who I am. 2021 taught me that I can stand in the skin that God gave me, whether the skin is a size 2 or a size 200. I can be in the skin that God created for me to be in and love who I am. The things I decided to do with my health is not because I'm trying to impress nobody. I want to do it for me. The way I get my nails done, I do that for me. And my husband, because he likes my nails done. I get my hair done. The way I color my hair, I even question how I colored my hair. I dyed my hair purple and blue. But I did that because I wanted to make a bold statement. That was in February. Didn't know that my bold statement was a step of faith for me. To say, I am who I am. Take it or leave it. Either you like Latasha or you don't. I'm sorry and I'm not sorry. I am bold. I am powerful. I went through some HE double hockey sticks in 2021 to prepare me, to launch me into what God created for me to do, the platforms he wants to put me on in 2022. I'm bold. God gave me a confidence to be bold because there was going to be things I'm going to have to say that I can't sugarcoat. 2021, sugarcoated. 1999, sugarcoated. 2019, sugarcoated. 2022, I'm going to tell you like it is. You ask me, I'm going to tell you. So 2021 taught me that it's okay to be who I am. It's okay. You got to accept. I have to accept. I have to even accept my flaws. I got to accept that sometimes there's things I need to work on. I got to accept. And it's not just that I accept it and be like, okay, I acknowledge it. No, I got to go beyond acknowledging. Nikki did acknowledging. Look, 2021, Latasha did acknowledging. We don't do acknowledging in 2022. You know what we do? We show accountability and we change. That's what 2022 do.
Oh, you cursing accountability?
It's accountability and changing. That's what we do in 2022. It's all about executing. Enough with the planning. I'm a planner. By all day, I'm a planner. I literally plan stuff out in my head, but God had to tell me I plan too much. You plan so much that you don't execute. I was like, oh. And I couldn't help it. He was right. I have planned so much that I make myself tired. And I don't mean just physically. It's even mentally tired, emotionally tired. Because you sit there and you look at what the paper says and you let the paper defeat you. And make you say, well, you can't do this. You got too much on your plate. And God said, Too much is given, much is required. And because of that, I've also equipped you for what is what is the required part. So, yes, I have a lot on my plate. Yes, I wear many hats. But guess what? God equipped me to carry all them hats. He has strengthened me to carry all those hats. And guess what? This year, in 2022, He's going to strategically show me how to execute each hat in the way that He says do it in His blueprint.
Okay. So, okay, so yeah. Listen, in 2021, right?
Yes.
So towards the end of 21, I just got so excited about this one scripture. And listen, you summed it up. But I'm gonna read it though.
Okay.
It's Isaiah 43, 18 and 19.
Uh-huh.
And I'm reading from the New Translation Version because of the way his word is.
Mm-hmm.
It's just so good. So God said, but forget all that. It is nothing compared to what I'm going to do. For I am about to do something new. See, I have already begun. Do you not see it? I will make a pathway through the wilderness. I will create rivers in the dry wasteland. Listen, that scripture just excites me.
Yes.
Just forget all that.
That is the forget all that for me.
Okay? Just forget all of that.
Yes.
Listen.
Let me throw something that I listened to. Shout out to Dr. Eric Thomas. Yo, you watch this. I'm just saying. But shout out to Dr. Eric Thomas. I was listening to him yesterday. He did an amazing seminar. And shout out to those. I think it's called Real Success Team. And shout out to them. They do an amazing job for entrepreneurs and those who just need motivation. Amazing. They got a seminar going on this weekend, and I got to jump on with Dr. Eric Thomas yesterday. And he literally said one thing that goes with that scripture. He told us that you have to, in order to become, to what he said, to get a fresh focus for 2022, you have to unlearn what you learned. That scripture, literally, the first part of that scripture said, forget all that.
Forget all of it.
Forget all of that.
Okay.
You in 2021, all right, let's be real, okay? In 2021, you might have had, we're gonna break the scripture down real practical for y'all, okay? 2021, you might have learned how to bake a cake using eggs, flour, we're gonna say the red bear, I think it's called red bear, but either way, you use thank you, Lord, the Walmart flour, the Great Value flour. You use the Great Value butter, the Great Value eggs, and the Great Value milk, right? You use all the ingredients from Walmart. Shout out to Walmart and everything, You use all that, all the Walmart branded ingredients in your cake. Now, your cake in 2021 was the bombdd.com. It was great. It was delicious. It was moist. Right? But it's 2022. And God said in this scripture, forget all that. I have a new plan for you. I have something bigger for you. In order to get your bigger, you got to do something that you got to forget all of that and take on this new recipe that I taught you. What the new recipe involves, it says use McCormick's instead. When you use your flavor for your cake, go get McCormick's. When you get that flour, you need to get Swan's baking the cake flour, or the Pillsbury, as my husband said in the background. Look, when you put your butter, you need to get Land O'Lakes. No, scratch that. You need to get that good butter. Go get that Amish butter. The one that's $9.99 at the Food Lion. Shout out to Food Lion. You see what I'm saying? You don't just use any milk. We ain't using pet. We're gonna use that. I'm trying to think of a really good milk brand. We're gonna use that Fairlife milk. We're gonna use that good milk. Good milk. Okay, you're gonna use that Dixie sugar. You're gonna use the good stuff. So you have two choices. You can sit there and say, "Well, Lord, my Walmart brand, Great Value brand cake did amazing. Everybody loves it. It's moist. It's delicious." Or you can sit there and say, "Okay, Lord, I'm gonna trust you. I'm gonna go get these other ingredients." Now, if you choose the first one, God is gonna say, "Okay, cool." But guess what? You're choosing to miss out on your blessing. You're choosing to miss out on the advancement of your knowledge. You're choosing to put God in a box. Let's be real. You're choosing to put God in a box. In this box, God can't do nothing more than what you said. He's sitting there saying, "Hey, hello, I got a new way for you." And you said, "Lord, the old way works best." The Lord's gonna be like, okay. But and you like, "Lord, it worked. This works for me. God, I understand this way. God, it's easier for me to do it this way. And it's efficient for me." And all the while, God's saying it's efficient for you, but what is it efficient for me? Is it efficient for my glory? Is it efficient for my kingdom? Is it efficient for the people I'm trying to get you to serve? Is it efficient? Is it efficient for them? And you sitting there like, "Lord, it's efficient." And Lord's like, "Okay." But if you choose the latter, if you choose to step out on faith, if you choose to step out to not just step out, you decide to leap out. You decide to jump. Shout out to Pastor Omar. Look, if you decide to jump on your faith and say, "You know what, Lord? If you told me this new blueprint, you gave me this new recipe, I'm going to trust and believe that you're going to give me everything I need to get these ingredients." Because my old mindset said I can only afford the Great Value brand. The old mindset said I can't write this book. The old mindset said I can't do this business. The old mindset said I can't go. The old mind said that I can't do this. The old mind said I'm too old. The old mind says I'm a woman. The old mind says I'm in a wheelchair. The old mind said, that's what the old mindset said.
But what he said?
When you decide to take that leap, when you decide to jump, you know what you said? You know what? But forget all of that. Forget all of that. God said to use this new recipe. God said to write this book. God said to launch this beauty business. God said to become a multi-entrepreneur. God said go do this. God said do that. And I got to step out on my faith. That is the evidence of things hoped for, and the substance of things hoped for, and the evidence of things not seen. I got to jump on that. I don't see it, but because it's the substance of what I believe, I'm gonna jump out on this faith. I'm gonna jump, and God, I'm gonna believe that my parachute is gonna be. You're gonna provide this parachute, this good parachute that's on my back. You gonna open it up on time. You gonna tell me when. You gonna let me soar, but you gonna tell me when to open it. And my God, when I open it, the wind that is going to catch underneath it, that I can sail right into and I'll land right where you asked me to land. So I'm going to go and get this good old McCormick. And I'm not going to go, Walmart sells it, but I'm going to go, Lord, I'm going to take you up on what you said. I'm going to go to Harris Teeter. I'm going to go to World Market. And I'm going to go get these good ingredients. I'm going to go to Food Lion. And I'm going to go get what you asked me to get to make this cake. I don't know how it's going to taste because I'm not used to it. I don't know how it's going to feel because I'm not used to this. And God, I'm scared, but I'm going to jump out. Or I'm going to use my faith over my fear, and I'm going to do what you asked me to do. That is what this is the essence of Latasha this year. This is the essence of what you're about to get the whole year. And from here, day forth, you're going to get the essence of my faith over my fears in everything, not just in ministry, but as a wife, as a soon-to-be mother, as a business owner, as a homeowner, as whatever else God says I can be. Oh, best believe my faith will be over my fear. And that is what I implore for you. Your faith needs to come over your fear. That's what this scripture is saying. It's saying your faith over your fear. Forget it. Forget all of that. Forget all what you think you know. Forget all what you think you thought. Forget all the money you... Yes, you got money in the bank, but guess what? I got more for you. Yes, you like your job, but guess what? I got more for you. Yes, you got one stream of income, but I got more for you. You got to take it and believe and run. God says, I have more for you. And if I got more for you, are you going to continue to let me sit in a box and let me sit there and wave my arms, knocking on the walls, asking you to let me out? Or are you going to open the box and let me do what I do? Are you finally going to have that hard conversation with yourself? Look at yourself in the mirror and say, enough is enough with you. It's time for you to rise up. It's time for you to wake up. Are you going to lay your hands on your own baby? You don't need nobody to lay hands on you. Lay your hands on your own baby. Put your hands on yourself and say, I want you to wake up. I command you to wake up. I command you to arise. I command you to meet God where he is. Yes, God will meet you where you are, but guess what? In this season, it's time for us to meet God where he is. That means I got to come up. I got to come up in my mindset. I got to come up in my health. I got to come up in my finances. I got to come up in my business. I got to come up in my education. I got to come up. It's on me. It's on you. God's sitting there like this. He's just waiting for you. He's waiting for you. That's what this scripture is talking about. Forget all of that. I got a plan for you. But are you willing? Are you willing to take on are you willing to leap? I'm finished.
Listen. That was good. That was good. That was good. Listen. Whew. Okay. Forget all that. Okay.
Forget all that.
Listen, that scripture just gets me excited every time. Every time. Every time. Okay, so let's get into. You said you wrote a book, so you're an author. Well, let's talk about that. Let's talk about you being an author. Let's talk about your experience as an author. Um, your authorship.
Hold on, I got it. I get it. I meant. Oh, here it is. Okay, hold on. I had the Vanna White it for you. So I'm all this the book. This is my third book, by the way. It's called Build It Again. And shout out to the best, and I mean the best publishing company on this side of heaven, Fiery Beacon Publishing House LLC. Look, I'm so excited. Fiery Beacon Publishing House LLC. Yes, with the most amazing team on this side of the heaven as well. Shout out to Pastor Brandy Rojas, who is the editor in chief. Shout out to Deshauna Smith, who runs the graphics and so many other things. Shout out to Shakira, who's the baddest admin. Okay. So shout out to y'all ladies. I love y'all. Y'all are awesome sauce. So yes, I wrote a book. This is my third collaboration. I wrote two more books. When Legacy Arises from the Threshing Floor, Volume 1. The Mantle I Never Asked, the Mantle I Never Asked, I didn't ask for, called it was chosen, called, and crushed. And so, and now this one, Build It Again, the Nehemiah Chronicles. And when I tell you that God is just awesome, it's amazing being an author. I didn't ask to be an author. I didn't know I was going to ever be an author. I remember back in the day, I used to write a little something, but it was not for authorship purposes. So I, once again, my amazing mentor, my amazing everything. She's everything. But as my publisher, she came to me one day and was like, I think you should write a book. And I was like, actually, no, the first book, she introduced the book, the concept of the book. And I was thinking about it. I was contemplating about writing. And my husband heard me kind of listen to it, and I was saying I would say some stuff, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna write. And I was like, he was like, honey, do you really want to do this? And I was like, yeah, I do. He's like, you sure you want to do this? And I was like, yeah, I'm sure, baby. I'm sure this time. I really want to do it. He's like, I bet. Call Pastor Brandy. Let's find out how to get her this money. I was like, what? I was like, he's like, God put in my spirit that you want to do this book. And he told me what to do financially for you. We're going to make this happen. Call Pastor Brandy. I said, okay. And I called Pastor Brandy. I had to give her some information. I took her what she needed from me. And next thing you know, we sending her the money. And I'm writing in the book. Fast forward a year or two later, I had two other books. The When Legacy Arises, Volume 2, and The Living Mantle. And I only did one of those. And I did The Living Mantle. Yes, there it is. I did The Living Mantle. And that's the name of my chapter. My name on my chapter in there is called The Living Mantle. Is the mantle I never asked for. And I did that book, and she was at church. We was at church right after a high service, and she was like, you want to write a book? I'm about to start a new book, new collaboration. You want to write a book? You want to write a book? And she was going around the room telling folk who want to write a book. She looked at me. You look like you want to write a book. You want to write a book? You want to write a book? And I was like, okay, I'm going to write a book. And so there I am. I wrote in this book. And then came to Build It Again. And this time, it was after doing the 1% class, and she offered to us during that class for us to be in a collaboration from the things that we learned and gained from that class to write in the book. And I knew day one, I got this. And so when she announced that we were going to be in a book, God already gave me my concept. So I knew then what I was going to write about. I already knew. I just didn't know how it was going to come out, but I knew what I was talking about. So that's how I kind of got into authorship. Shout out to Pastor B.
My co-author.
Yes.
Okay, so currently we just did 2 books in
Yes.
last year.
Yes, we did. It was a history making moment.
These 2 is from 2020.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in both as well. And we did another 2 this year. I'm only in one of those, and she's in the opposite one.
Yep.
And right now, we are about to do a book signing.
Yes.
Those books just came out. We each have links, all the co-authors of the books. And yeah, like, you want to touch base on what you wrote about?
Yeah, I'm trying to pull up Talitha Coon. But my
Okay.
tablet's acting silly. I don't know what's going on. There we go.
I'm going to provide the links.
Yes. So I was trying to show y'all Talitha Coon, but my tablet said no.
And Daryl, you can add your and your wife's link.
And so Talitha Coon, I didn't write in Talitha Coon. I wrote in Build It Again. So in Build It Again, let me give you the concept behind Build It Again. Build It Again was for us, like I said, we took those who took the 1% class with Pastor Brandy. We recovered 125 years. 1, 2, 5. 125 years of procrastination. That's what we broke in doing this class. And because God showed us using Pastor Brandy as the vessel. It showed us where we had the vision, we had a purpose, but we gave up. We threw in the towel, or things just didn't work out the way we thought didn't work out the way we thought it was going to work out. Things that, didn't plan out that way. And so we sat there and took the class, and God gave us some amazing nuggets during that class. God dropped, revealed some stuff. He turned over some rocks and showed us some things that was under this rock that was keeping us from accomplishing the goals that we had set before ourselves. And we had to really dig deep and really look at the hard truth, have that hard conversation. And so after that, my particular story talks about one of the most breakthrough assignments that we had in that class. And it was called The Table. The table assignment, what we had to do was to draw a table, and feel free to do this while you're at home. But you had to literally draw a table. And when at this table, you put yourself at the head of your table. And you had to put all those things that's at your table that's keeping you from doing what God called you to do. Now, the first thing people would normally do is say it's people. Well, Johnny's keeping me from do this cousin Bobo, Auntie Susie Bell, all of them saying all these different people are keeping me from doing what I need to do. And one thing she said, a keynote she told me, that it's not always people like actual people that's keeping you from doing it. So you can't just sit there and say just people. It has to be more. Dig deeper. So in that moment, I dug deeper and I had to erase what I had originally put and put the real deal. And when I found out it wasn't people that was keeping me, that was at my table, it was procrastination, inconsistency, anxiety, stress, depression, scared to fail. Because I've been an AB student all my life. So the fear to fail. It was, low self-doubt. All of this. There was a whole bunch of stuff at the table. And so I volunteered and I told her what I had at my table. And she said, so what's keeping you at your table? The first thing that came out of my mouth was hope. Hope is keeping me here. I'm hoping that I can accomplish these things that God said I can accomplish. I hope that I can be what he said I can be. No matter how bad it looks, I still have a glimmer of hope. So in my story, I took those things that were at my table and I personified them. And for those who don't know what that means, I gave them people. I made them into people. I made those characteristics into real life people, even hope. And they got a voice. I gave them the voice. A voices of what they said to me in my head, how they made me feel in my heart, what they told me. But then I also gave hope a voice. And I said what hope was telling me, what God was using hope to tell me. That is my story. You got to get the book to get the full details of what she said and what they said. You gotta get the book. I sit there and gave you the background. Now you like, well, what did she say? Get the book and find out.
Okay, so Talitha Coon. Talitha Coon is where we all wrote to our younger self, and she pushed.
Yeah, she did.
She pushed us. So the title of mine is "Get Over That Hurt, Sis."
Yes, get over that hurt.
And basically, I go into how, why, when, do it to get over the hurt, and things that I went through personally, and things that I would encourage my younger self to do. And there's a lot of stories, a lot of different stories, a lot of women and men came together and poured their hearts out in these books. So I would encourage you all to get it, if not for yourself, for others. There's a lot of young women, young ladies, and it don't even have to be for them, but they're thinking about society now.
Yeah.
There is a benefit. Because a lot of times you can go through things and think that you're the only one, or you can go through things and let's be real, you don't want to share it because somebody's always got something to say. You're going to be looked at as this and that.
Yeah.
So you don't feel comfortable sharing it with anyone.
Right.
And so you just bubbling up inside. So I would encourage both books, all of them, even these.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Mm.
Just go to Fiery Beacon and see, all the books.
Yes.
There's other authors, and I would encourage. And if you're in the North Carolina area, I would encourage you
Come
to come
on.
out and purchase your book.
Yep.
Come out, and if you don't have one already previously purchased, you can purchase it there, and
Mm-hmm.
we'll sign it.
Yep.
Um, I will be doing a live um, there just to give you a little insight, but I would invite. It would be better if you come out and get the full author experience. And who
Yes.
knows, you can write your own book. We
Yes.
all have a story. We all
Mm-hmm.
have a story. It doesn't take much. We all have a story, um, and it's about helping people, right?
Mm-hmm.
Ultimately, it's not about, oh, I want to write a book for financial gain. Even though
Right.
financial gain is good,
Yes.
we're not gonna act crazy like it's not.
Yes.
But the goal should be ultimately to help others, to share
Mhm.
your story, to help other people get through.
Yep.
Um, and let me tell you, it's healing in the writing.
Yes. Yes.
It is healing in the writing.
Yes.
Some things you can think you got over, and
Mm.
you realize, nah, this is just I still feel away, you
Yes.
know. And so you can get your healing in your writing. Um,
Yes.
you can get blessed in your writing. So
Yes.
I would encourage you to get the book, write a book, and of course with the best publishing office.
Duh.
I mean, it wouldn't have no other way.
Right.
But
Look,
I would encourage you all to
let
come out.
me see if I can reach because I accidentally left them on the side of the table. Hold up. Here we go. There she is. There's that pretty lady.
Yes,
It's Fire Beacon, y'all. Come
we're
on.
gonna have her to come and tell y'all about being an author, becoming an author, and all that for those who wish to become an author and want to know what the authorship experience and publishing experience is like.
Mhm.
She goes, oh, she's worth $1 million. Okay,
Yes,
I'm
she
gonna tell
is.
you that she's
Yes, she
worth $1 million.
is.
Um, and if you do, I'm gonna tell you this, and no disclaimer. If you do contact her, don't play no games.
No games. We ain't got time. We don't have time.
Zero,
Don't have time.
zero. That is my mentor. Um,
That's our mentor.
our
we
yeah, that's our mentor, and we're not playing no games with her.
don't play. Don't play no games.
So if you're going to contact her, be serious.
Mm-hmm.
Um, there ain't no discounts. Don't ask for one.
Right.
Oh, and we're gonna touch base on that. I think I'm gonna do a series on why we in our community think we need discounts and can't support one another.
Mm-hmm.
Because we're gonna get real on this channel.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and we're gonna touch a lot of things. And just to give y'all just a brief back history on some of you all know I've had this channel for 4 or 5 years. I took a 4-year break, 4-year hiatus to get me together. Um, when I started this channel, I was not in a healed place. I was in a hurt place. And I started to see how that was beginning to show.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't like it. So now I come back to you in a healed place
Yes.
where I can encourage you all. Um, I, I am starting a nonprofit, um, restorative transformation. And so We have been restored and
Yes, we have.
transformed. And
Yes,
so we're
we
going to
have.
help other people be restored and transformed.
Yes, ma'am.
What can you expect from me? You can expect interviews, getting to know people in the community, not just locally, but just worldwide. Um, you can expect giveaways to find out about businesses. We're going to support each other.
Yes.
We're going to learn and show what support really looks like
Mm-hmm.
amongst women in the community, amongst us. We're not going to be here degrading. We're not going to be here being nasty. We're not going to be here being negative. None of that. So if that's anything of what you came for, you're on the wrong channel.
That part.
You're on the wrong channel.
And if I get wind that you on this channel, because I'm her sister, I get wind you on this channel, this doing some dumbness on her channel or saying some dumbness, I'm coming for you. And I'm coming to block you real fast, quick and hurry. Just so you know. Don't play with
Yeah,
her.
but
She's about
we're not gonna do that. We're not gonna do that here.
nope.
But we just want to help people. You know,
Mm-hmm.
um, like I said, we can't change the world. We can't change the world, but we can start somewhere. We can start in our community. Yes, we are in a panorama, but we still have our phones. We still have our computers. We still have all this, and I'm going to push it, even with having a business of my own.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Um, I'm going to reach out to people. Hopefully, I don't know if Sickle is still here. I want to get her on to tell you all about sickle cell.
Mm-hmm.
That is my sister. Love her. Um, and want to get her on, and just different people in different aspects. And we're going to talk about real topics, real issues. It
Mm-hmm.
doesn't always have to be, you know, Bible scriptures. We know that's in me. Okay, that's in me. But it doesn't have to always be. We're gonna cover real topics, real issues that's going on in the community and in the world today. And we're just gonna start somewhere. It's a whole bunch of negativity on this platform, right?
Yeah.
So let's bring some positivity, okay? Let's oversaturate it with positivity, and let's take the negative things out.
Mm-hmm.
What can you expect from me next week? Okay, so we're gonna have Daryl Tisdale on Thursday at 2 o'clock. You will see the stream available. Make sure you turn on your notifications so that you can be there. And if you think his wife brought it, you haven't seen nothing, okay? And then they're gonna come back next month together as the team that they are, Team Tisdale. But right now we're doing them separately. But if you think she's a powerhouse, you don't know what you're in store for her next week. But trust me, it's going to be good.
Yes.
It's going to be good. He is a powerful, powerful man of God.
Yes, he
And I'm so elated and so, I pray for you.
Y'all get to know that is
Tell
his
me,
praise. That is
tell
real
me.
praise in a heartbeat. Y'all pray for me.
And so, yeah, you're going to see us laugh, joke. We're going to get serious. We're going to laugh.
Yes.
We're going to get serious. Well, you got to have some laughter, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. You can't be serious all the time.
It helps
But
you take some
we're going to get
time
into,
a little bit
we're
better.
going to get into different things, different topics. And if there's anything that you want to see, just ask. I know I've gotten multiple emails through the years of me coming back, and I didn't know how to come back.
Mm-hmm.
To be honest, okay, I didn't know how to come back because I didn't want to come back because I wasn't in that space that I was in before. So I want to come back in the positive manner. Um, if I said anything previously and it wasn't right, forgive me. Everything was from a hurt place, and I am healed, and I am home. Okay, and
Yeah.
it didn't come overnight, and I will talk about that as well. It didn't come overnight. It took some time. It took some years, right? It took some years for me to go through this and that and transform. It's not something that you just wake up one day and be like, "Oh, I'm healed." No, it's some stuff you got to get out.
Process.
It's a process. So, now that I'm in a place and I still have stuff I need to deal with, right? Because we all have room for improvement. Nobody's perfect.
Right.
So, um, we're gonna go through those things, and I'll be transparent, and we're just gonna have a good time here, okay?
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna have a good time. And does anybody have any questions, audience? Anybody have any questions?
You got a question, you can put it in the chat. Don't be afraid, I won't bite. um, while we waiting for the questions, I'm with Tiana. I want y'all to forgive me too. I didn't even think about that last night and when I was going, but well, that was a different platform. But I want y'all to forgive me too, because I know I said some things. I know I've done things that was not not Latasha. It was Nikki, and it was in a very hurt place. And y'all keep saying like, why does she keep doing that? Because there was a lot of hurt, a lot of hurt, a lot of hurt. And y'all, and you really want to know the whole story, y'all need to go watch the live from last night on Facebook. You can find me on Facebook, Latasha N. Tisdale, and you can go catch the replay of the live, and that'll explain to you the name difference or what God gave me for the name difference. And so, and with that being said, I repent. I ask y'all to forgive me. I'm not in that place anymore. I'm not in that hurt place anymore. As my sister said, I'm not, there's things I said, there's things I did because I didn't believe in myself. I didn't I didn't know myself. I didn't believe who God said I was. But now that I'm learning myself, now that I'm in a healed place, now that I am being more bold about who I am and who God says I am, then yes, there's things that are going to change. Those things I can't apologize for. I can't apologize for the change, but I can apologize for the hurt before the change. And I
Right.
ask you to forgive me as well for that.
Hmm.
And there's a question
So,
in the comments. Do you see it?
yeah, what's next for Latasha Tisdale?
um, what's next? So there's so many things that are next. Oh my gosh. Where do I start? First and foremost, I'm in school to become a licensed esthetician. And I am at the end, y'all. I am under. Last time I talked to y'all, that's on Facebook. I said I am in my last 100 hours. I'm happy to tell you I'm in the last 60. I'm at the home stretch. So I'm like a couple hours under 70. So that's why I said I'm in the last 60. 60 plus hours to go. So that's literally the home stretch.
It is.
So, for those who are in cosmetology school, those who are in schools like this that
Been
count
there.
hours as your attendance, not so much you being there, but you counting the hours. You
Hmm.
understand where I'm talking from. I am in
Yeah.
the home stretch. And so I just thank God that I'm excited. I've been going. A lot of obstacles have happened, but I thank God for my support team. Shout out to every one of you, including my husband. Shout out to all of y'all. Tiana's been on my Tiana's on my support team. And so thank y'all so much for pushing me, for getting me there, for sharing. Every time you shared the flyer, every time if you couldn't get the service, if you can't come get services, send somebody that can. I thank y'all for that. You know, that lets me know that you support what I'm doing. And Tiana has been there. She hasn't been able to come get services, but guess what? She shares my flyers. She goes above and beyond. She puts me out there on TikTok and all of this, all her platforms. I see my face, and then she's like, support my sister, and I'm like, that's what I'm talking about. You know, things like that. You know, same thing. I can't wear you. You see that? You see her hair? I love her hair. I absolutely do. She is a connoisseur of hair. But because I love my husband and I decided to talk him into me going locks, that part of my life is over. I don't do hair like that no more. I can't sew it in. He barely let me braid it in. We done that. We've been down that road. He's like, we're done with it. Look, don't do it no more. So I support her. So it's more support. But with that being, like I said, I got on a tangent. But it will be graduating from esthetician school in the next few weeks to come. So I'm just, in the last 68 hours. So y'all stay tuned for that. I will be dropping soon, and I do marry very soon. I don't have a date, so don't get the inboxing me when is the date. Just know that the reason why I keep teasing y'all and keep telling you to drop, because I want to keep it in the forefront of your mind. Okay, I can drop a little teasers. I got the teasers on my face. Okay, I got these teasers on my face. I have my lash line dropping very soon. So, but last time I dropped it, this is the whole. Let me give you a build it again nugget. So the last time I dropped my lash line, I dropped a pre-sale. Not saying it didn't do good. It did pretty good. It did. They did okay. But guess what? When I dropped them, everybody's was used to those lashes. They wasn't different. They wasn't significant. And so, and I did them I went into launching the lash line not confident that it was going to sell. So I didn't push it. Right? It took others to say, you got lashes, you still got your lashes, you got lashes, can I buy some lashes from you? Like, yes, sure. Yeah, and I would get excited. I got caught up in the confetti, and then when the confetti was over, I didn't do nothing. And Eric Thomas says yesterday, you can't get mad at what you didn't do. So I'm like, okay, the work you didn't put in, you can't get mad if you don't see the result from it. You can't be mad. And so I was like, ooh. So I didn't push it. So I did my research. I went out and I talked to my mentor. Shout out to her again. Went to my mentor and she said, when you do it again, she said, you can do it. But when you do it this time, you need to be different. You don't need to look like everybody else. So guess what? Latasha lashed by Lashay. Go ahead and put the name out there so you can be familiar with it when you see it. Lash by Lashay, the Lashay line, the lashes line. When you see it, you're gonna be like, yo, these right here are my signature lash. These are named after me. I'm not gonna tell you the names of the lashes because you'll see that at the drop. But these are my signature lash. This is part of the signature line. And pretty much the signature line are lashes that are dedicated to those. So I dedicated a lash to myself. I worked hard to do it. I'm gonna do it. I dedicated it to me. Okay. And so they're dedicated to people that are that had women that were influential in my life. And so I'm so glad with my team and I'm gonna say it, I'm gonna speak it. I have a team that's working with me to get this going and getting the product together. So I thank God for them. If you are willing to, some the Bible says you have not because you ask not. Okay,
Okay.
I had to learn. That's a part of 2021. I learned you have not because you ask not. And so I'm asking you, if you are willing to invest in me, I'm willing to show you that I'm good ground to invest in. And so it takes resources to launch something so major. And so if you're willing to sow into this good ground, let me know, and you can inbox Tiana, and I will give you that information of where you can sow, because I really want to do this. I am ready to go. I'm ready to jump. And so for those who are willing to sow to help me you ain't got, look, we ain't gonna, you can be a silent investor. Those who are willing to be investors, please let me know, and I will get you get you my information. We can sit down and talk, and things like that. I can show you my game plan, so we can go from there. Okay, and I'm putting that out there. You want to be an investor, you want to invest into Latasha Tisdale, you want to invest into Lash Shape Beauty and Cosmetics, please let me know, and we can talk. Okay. Also, Team Tisdale Enterprises is going on the map, y'all. I'm telling you, we have become international in the last month and a half. We just finished doing a radio interview that goes into over 20 different countries. And so it is absolutely phenomenal. So we're international. We got our travel business that is up and rocking and rolling. If you are looking to travel in 2022, go on Facebook, find Phoenix Destinations, and let us be the travel that rises above the rest for you. Okay. So we are so excited about that. We got Kicking It with Team Tisdale. We are just finished our first our first season with our new name. And so we're getting ready to go into season 2 with the new name coming up real soon. And we're just so excited. We're podcasting everywhere. Team Tisdale is on the map with that. We're motivated to the max. Shout out to my boo thing, who is doing his thing on Motivated to the Max. It's on a holiday break. It'll be back soon with season 2. He has just become syndicated. He has got the number 50. That was a magic number, and God bless him to get that magic number. And now he is everywhere. Okay. So on all platforms for podcasts, just look for Motivated 2D. That's the word motivated, the number 2, the capital letter D, and the word max. Look for it. Go ahead, download it. Go ahead, start following it, share it, because it will bless your whole life. Okay. And then we got some coming soon. Coming back soon, rebranding soon, is our meal supplements, and I gotta do it. Energize and focus, and sugar free and yummy. Energize and focus, sugar free and yummy. That is extreme nutrition. So be looking out for all that. And so that's what I know. It sounds like a lot, but that's
They
what
do a lot.
that's what we got going on.
They do a lot. It ain't nothing wrong with that. You can do a lot too. And we just gonna push and teach you how. How about that?
That part.
Okay. Any more questions? I put in the comments, Daryl will be here Thursday at 2. Make sure you have your notifications set. Make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe to this video. Share with everyone.
Yeah.
I will clip it up for y'all. Clipped it into little segments and post it, but the live will stay up the whole time. Any questions? Any more questions? If not, we're going to let Latasha go spend the rest of the day with her lovely husband and let them Team Tisdale just go on with their day. She's done this her second interview today. So, okay, I don't see any questions. So our hearts and minds are clear. And so we're going to end this live stream. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We love you. Be blessed. And come back soon. Bye.
Bye.